Kia ora guys, Bird here. Welcome to episode 30 of Thaumcraft 5. We're in the nether base once again. I've done a bit of work here off camera. I've got most of the Essentia jars down here now. In fact, all of the Essentia jars. The problem though is that I don't have a couple of the types of Essentia still. We're missing out on Penwiltatio, we don't have any Auro Mawitium yet, Gelum Spiritu still kind of hard to come by. And of course Tenebrae there as well. Those Essentials aren't going to be too hard. Basically, Penwiltatio, that probably comes out of Quicksilver, is probably going to be the best thing. Gelum, Snow, easy enough. Spiritus, you can actually get that out of Sensus. And I think I've got a... Sensus is fairly easy to get because that comes out of carrots, so Spiritus is going to be no problem, and then the Tenebrae, that's going to come out of mushrooms. So what the heck is going on here? Last time what we discovered with the transfusers is that if you have them basically right next to these jars, they'll work no problem. I had basically an Essentia tube here, and then one right where Zesto is, and then the transfuser right next to it right there. I've discovered that you can actually just have the transfuser right on top of the jar, and that just works just fine, which is great for the form factor. It's... Ow! Dude! It's a heck of a lot smaller. Get rid of this guy. Here we go. Yeah, it's a heck of a lot smaller, a smaller footprint, particularly in Thaumcraft, from Thaumcraft 4, excuse me. And I've got these jar labels on the back of each of these jars as well, just so that when you're looking in here, you can see the type of Essentia, just to get that nice rainbow effect of the spectrum of light as you go around the room, and then obviously at the end here it's going to be from white to black. Alright, is there anything else that I need to say here? Yeah, I just need to get a couple more jar labels, and obviously I don't have the labels for those. I need to get some more Willatus and stuff in there. That's stuff that I can do off camera, but that's a quick update here on the nether base so far. Still need to work on the aesthetics. We definitely don't want to have this blood-soaked netherrack everywhere, because that's in theory what it's supposed to be, if you recall. It's basically the cobblestone texture, but kind of red. I think the old Minecraft lore is that it's basically just, yeah, blood-soaked. And I've also finally cleared out the chest that was right here, which is pretty awesome. So anyway, let's go ahead and head back into the overworld, because we've got some fairly interesting things going on in Thaumcraft. Yes, it's been several days now since Thaumcraft 5.2 was released. You can see our first hints of 5.2 turning up there. Yeah, the thermostatic harness appears to have been slightly changed around. Ooh, that needs redoing. And apparently, I think, yeah, there's... The way that Vis goes into your wand has been changed as well. The Vis Stone, yeah, recharges wands in hotbar. This used to have a storage of Vis and would basically just fill your wands up faster, but now it looks like it's required for the actual wand charging to take effect, which is kind of interesting. I haven't actually read how the thermostatic harness Vis charge thing works yet. When I first logged in, the charge was basically at like 1 or 2%, I think, so I figured it started at 0, just kind of the default thing. Yeah, let's go ahead and read about it here in the tab. Is it a bird? Yes, it is. Missing required research. Okay, looks like Azanor has messed around with some of the requirements in order to actually unlock the harness, and at this point in the game we wouldn't actually have it, which is kind of interesting, but we unlocked it previously, so we still have it. I just want to see if there's anything new going on here. Super Unify, Vis. The harness is an internal buff. Okay, this hasn't been edited yet to reflect the new functionality of the harness here, but my guess is that it's kind of like the old system where you had to fill up a tank with Potentia, but instead of Potentia now it's, you know, Aura. So it slowly charges up, and then I guess it quickly drains as you're flying with it, which is kind of nice. You don't have, you know, if you're flying around in an area that basically has no iron or Ignis left in the chunk, then you will be able to fly around for a decent amount of time. It's just that when you land, you won't actually fill that guy back up. Now, there was something else that I saw here off camera. Yeah, something fairly interesting. Well, in particular, we've got this thing right here, Infusion enchantment, okay, which is pretty sweet. That was in TC4. Good to see it coming back. There's a couple of other new researchers here that I'm noticing. The Verdant Heartband over there, looking pretty cool, as well as Life Giver and Sustainer. What the heck that is, I have no idea. We'll have to find out. Is there anything new along here? I think there is, actually. I can't remember where it is exactly. I think it's in here. There was a new thing that was added by Azanor with regards to these jars. Where was it? Is it under advanced? Let's see. No, it wasn't there. Where is it? I swear it's here somewhere. I saw it before, earlier. Oh, here it is. It's under water jars and labels. Yes, so if you recall last time, I was basically spitballing and talking about this kind of system with jar lids, and how it'd be really interesting if we had some kind of brass seal system to stop jars interacting with transfusers. And that appears to be exactly what Azanor has added to the mod. He actually commented on the last video saying that it was a nice idea, and here we are in 5.2 with that idea implemented, so cool! Thumbs up. I'm doing thumbs up at the moment. Pretty sweet. An idea that I had has made it into the mod, which is pretty freaking awesome. Anyway, let's go ahead and read about the new thing here. You can also craft brass lid braces, and when used on a jar, they'll prevent essentia being drawn from or placed into a jar by anything other than tubes. So, in other words, transfusers. I don't think at this point you will have discovered transfusers, so that's why that's kind of vague there. Picking up the jar will remove the brace and return it as an item. So the recipe for it is 4 alchemical brass nuggets and 4 sticks, and you get 2 of them per. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, we'll have to mess around with those at some point, but that's absolutely fantastic. Everyone who I've talked to, particularly on the fan server about this thing, I think that's an absolutely fantastic idea because it helps for, like, making more intricate systems in terms of, you know, just instead of having a transfuser pick essentia up from where you don't want it, you can kind of more limit it a little bit, which is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I want to go ahead and learn about the Infusion enchantments here. So we're going to need to get our scribing tools and paper out, so let's go ahead and do just that. Man, my inventory is full of junk, isn't it? Oh, and I just wanted to show just before we get that as well. There was a change here with the elemental tools here as well. It looks like the effects that they have been turned into sort of quote-unquote enchantments. You can see they're in yellow text there, but the idea is that they're enchantments that are sort of bound to the item, much like the void stuff from TC4. Now, I just wanted to show something, a little thing that I sort of wanted to look at. I sort of thought, oh, okay, maybe those enchantments will be kind of listed under here, but no, they aren't. You still only have just the haste and repair right here. So maybe a thing that could be added is if you discover this, there might be a new page added to enchantments or something that talks about these various enchantments and sort of says it's the metal detecting ability, which I'm guessing is sounding 2, and then refining one's probably that native cluster ability there, destructive 3x3 I guess, arcing from multiple hits, collector and burrowing. Collectors I think just for that magnet ability, so which makes it awesome, I think, and burrowing I'm not quite sure what that is. Alright, anyway. Long overdue, let's go ahead and pick up the Infusion enchantment research note, very light blue, so I'm guessing that's got Portentia in there. Alright, what, oh my, whoa. Oh no. Oh man, that really sucks. We can't use this one, guys. It's completely separated. Is this an epic troll? Azanor, are you trolling me right now? Or is that just ridiculously bad luck right there? Where is the box of shame? The box of shame is over here, along with other shameful... Well, I guess these technically aren't shameful. Well, to get them out of the box of shame, I really do need a box of shame. That's a nice idea, actually. Yeah, just leave these in the wood chest. Good spot. Alright, let's see if we can get another one, and hopefully we won't get trolled by Azanor here. Please, oh please, oh please. Okay, that's a slightly better layout. So we've got Portentia right here, Instrumentum, Primonio, wow. A Versio and Cognitio. Okay, let's see if we can get started with this guy. Spiritus probably won't be able to be used right there. We're going to have to use Metallum here or Fabrico. I think we'll just go Metallum, to be honest. Let's see if we can get started. So we've got the Metallum right there. Ordo... I think we'll be going Ignis here, though I do want to use Ignis over there. I guess we can't use that there if we're going to use this. Yeah, okay, we'll do Ignis right there. We'll do Terra, I think. Well then, no, I have to use Terra right here is the thing. So I'm going to have to use Terra right here, because I'll have to use Spiritus there, okay. So let's just kind of structure this a little bit better. So we'll have our Terra right there. Spiritus, I guess we'll have our Spiritus right there. We don't really know what we're doing with it yet. So let's get that down to life and death. There we go, and get those two together. Man, you make a lot of Spiritus on this show. That is for sure. Yeah, we're gonna have to go Periditio over there, I think, is what we'll have to do. Kind of not what I want to do, but what we have to do, isn't it? Yeah, I think we'll go Mortus right there as well, so that we can put that there. Oh, okay, and then... I was going to go like Peroditio to connect that, but that's not going to work, is it? Because it's not quite long enough. Okay, no, we won't be able to do Victus either, man. That's hard. That's pretty hard. Maybe I can do something else. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think I'm going about this research kind of wrong here. It just doesn't seem to be working out all that well, so I'm going to go ahead and reclaim most of the things here. I probably shouldn't have reclaimed that terra, though I think I got it back. Anyway, I want to put some igneous right here, just so that's going to work a little bit better for us. I think we'll put some... We'll get the terra back down, and then I want to do something like ire right here. I can't really put the ire there. Yeah, okay, we're going to have to go Ordo here. So which means... Yeah, okay, we can't go Potentium, we can't go Metallum. So we will have to go Fabrico right there. What was the recipe for Fabrico? I've kind of forgotten it. Fabrico Permutatio Instrumentum, okay. So that's going to be fairly difficult there. Potentia, we can get some of that. Oh, we've run out of ink, so we'll go ahead and just quickly fill that up from the ink sac repository. A fun thing, I noticed when I logged in that these two item frames were actually completely gone. It's not like they were on the ground or anything, they were just completely gone. I don't know if that was an update from 5.2 or an issue with 5.2, but yeah. Guess we've got those two. Let's get Instrumentum, and then we need Permutatio. I'm starting to think this might not be possible, guys, but we'll see what we can do. We'll see. Yeah, we're going to have to go Permutatio here, obviously. That's not going to connect over to Ordo. It's going to... Things are looking a little bit dire here, but we'll work through it. Let's get some more Permutatio. Very nice green. Let's see. Yeah, we want to go... I think we basically just want to go Luke's right here. I don't think it's going to line up quite right, but we'll give it a shot. Okay, that's that research node. Unfortunately, that doesn't connect over very easily. So we'll probably have to do something like a Perditio. Maybe... What's Teniple? That is Wakwas Luke's, isn't it? Maybe I can do something a little bit interesting. Maybe I can get my ire back and throw Teniple right here. Yeah, because that's going to save our ire aspect a little bit. I'll be able to throw Wakwas right here. I'll be able to connect via ire. And then I can do something like Perditio to connect across here. And then I can use these two to make Vitreus. Okay. So that's this worked out. Maybe... Yeah. I don't think Potentia's in anything. Let's actually just double check. Potentia might be in something. It is in Aurum, so Aurum could come out, but that connects to ire. And nothing's in Aurum. Is Potentia in anything else? It is in Instrumentum, but we're already using that. We could have used Machina there. Machina might have been what we need, actually, up the top there. Now, I bet the research table looks slightly different from when we had the last cut there, so I've moved this tree over to this side to make a little bit more space, because I found an interesting way to connect out of here using Spiritus. So let's go Spiritus right here, and then we should be able to go Water to Us right here, and then we could go Aqua Victus. That's my plan, anyway. So let's get some Water to Us down, like so. Then go Aqua, and then we should be able to make some Victus. Man, I'm running really low on aspects now, particularly the iron, but hopefully we'll be okay there. Let's get some more of that. Okay, Victus is connected across there. Job done. Now, that basically allows me to use Perditio down here. What's the point of that? I can't actually remember what I needed it for. Oh, that's right. I needed it for Wheatium. So I'm going to make some Wheatium down here. The recipe for that... Let's get rid of that. The recipe was Potentia and Perditio, I recall. Let's make some of that and then get Perditio down. First time that we're actually using Wheatium here, and then we'll be able to connect that using Perditio. Okay, that's great, Bird. That's awesome. How are you going to connect across there? I'm not quite sure. Oh, okay, no, we should actually just be able to go Ordo Mortus. Oh yeah, my favourite little combo, to be honest. Man, that was probably one of the harder ones that I've had to do, just because you had to think a little bit out of the box there. I had to use this here to save the ire for later. I had to use Spiritus here to use the penalty to over here. Yeah, definitely a very interesting one, but absolutely doable. Plenty of space to link different stuff. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this Thaumaturgical Enchantment. I didn't read that flavor text, did I? Bada bing, bada boom, look at that. Sprite for it. Yeah, that looks pretty sweet. It's like a blue thing. It kind of reminds me of the... What was that mod called? Thaumic Tinkerer. Yeah, it reminds me of that logo, actually. Alright, so let's go ahead and read about it. The elemental tools have proven to be quite useful, but the method you use to enchant them is inflexible. Until now, that is, Azanor Industries Incorporated. You've discovered a way to apply many of the same abilities to nearly any tool or weapon and not just the Thaumium tools. Some enchantments can be applied multiple times to the same item, but each rank has an increased essentia cost when crafted. Each different infusion enchantment on the item also increases the cost by 33% and has an increased chance of giving it the warping property. Certain infusion enchantments can only be applied to specific tools or weapons. This will be listed under each individual entry that follows. Tools with infusion enchantments can still be enchanted with the normal enchanting table and vice versa. Like with the elemental tools, sneaking while using an infusion enchanted tool will suppress its abilities. Oh my goodness, it sounds like, yeah, what we saw before with the enchantments on these guys, it looks like you can just put these on almost any old tool now. It didn't actually say anything for the vanilla enchantments though. That's kind of more what I was hoping for. To have some of the ability like we had. Oh, what's this? Life giver? Oh, okay, you need this and this to make that. Well, okay. So let's go ahead and see the rest of this. Collector, whenever this tool... oh, okay, it's listed right here. Okay, yeah, I was wondering. Whenever this tool harvests an item, it will automatically float towards you, so that's what that does. Okay, you can put that on a shovel if you want to get Collector. Wait, is that the ability that's on listed? No, it's only got Destructive, so stuff won't be collected using our Shovel of the Earth Mover now. Righto, and take some Desiderium, incorrectly labelled as Lucrum in the patch notes for 5.2, by the way. Interesting little factoid. Alright, sorry, Azanor. Burrowing! When you try to harvest a tree or the furthest the ore of the furthest block, it'll be harvested... Whoa! You can harvest ores backwards now. That is awesome. So that it'll work with trees and, I'm assuming, pickaxes as well. Okay, it says it right here. Ranks. What is this rank thing? So axe, pickaxe, shovel, weapon. Oh, you can do it on a weapon too. So when you kill stuff, it'll float upwards. That's cool on a weapon too. That's really nice. And you can get it on an axe and a pick. Whenever you harvest ore, there is a chance of gaining a native cluster instead. Right, so that can go all the way up to 4. And the one that's on the pickaxe, of course, is just 1. So boosting that'll be nice. It can only go on a pick, though. Okay. Oh man, look at those costs, though. That's quite a bit. We don't have Penelmutatio yet, so you've got to do a little bit fancy stuff. Solissimo Deuce in there as well. You need an enchanted book of some description, I guess. Is that... Yeah, okay. It's just an enchanted book of anything is needed to, seems like, to just get it going. Okay. Infuse the magic within them. Refining, I read that. Sounding, you can right-click on a block with this tool to send out a sounding pulse, and it will reveal any ores that are nearby. Using this ability, you will cause some damage to the tool, about 5 durability damage from what I recall. And it looks like this can go all the way up to 4 as well, that's on a pick. So that's that, what I call the metal detector ability. It's now called Sounding. Alright, so it's like your, oh, it kind of reminds me of that. I don't know if there's that thing called Dowsing. I remember Dowsing from somewhere. It must have been in a TC4 add-on. Alright, next up we have Destructive. When you harvest a block, the 8 blocks surrounding it will also be harvested if they are normally harvestable by the tool. Each additional block harvested causes durability loss as if you'd harvested them by hand, but it's faster, so we don't care. Axe, pickaxe, and a shovel. Very cool. Okay. About like a 3x3 area of axe chopping. How much would you need, guys? It's like you don't need that much. Goodness gravy. Quite a girth there. Wow. Arcing! When you strike an enemy with a weapon enchanted with this, an arc of biting wind will hit an additional target nearby for half your weapon's damage. Additional ranks will increase the number of additional targets in the range. Oh, that's cool. So if you wanted to attack multiple people, and in Thaumcraft 4, the Sword of the Zephyr's multi-hit ability worked on basically everybody within the little range. So it was great for zombie grind, the zombie grinder that I had, where you just like do one hit with the Sword of the Zephyr and boom, they're all dead instantly. That looks like the days of that are over. You can only attack up to 5 dudes with your swords now. Alright, so you can get up to Arcane, you can get Arcane 4, okay, he's not got Arcane 5 in there. Okay, I get it. And Block of Redstone as well, righto. Essence Harvester. When you kill a creature with a weapon enchanted with this, it has a chance of dropping some of its essence in crystal form. Increasing the regular crystals dropping an increased number of drop. What? Essence Harvester. Like, what? Essence? Does it mean crystallized essence? Oh, okay, so is it talking about like, Essentia? Oh, you can get crystallized Essentia out of monsters now. That is pretty awesome. These knowledge fragments, I mean, I'm so glad I saved these. Wow. Oh, it takes Wheatium though, so that was kinda hard to get. I think you can get Wheatium out of Silis Mundus though. Yeah, that's got Silis Mundus in it, so that's a kind of a cheaty way to get it. Oh my goodness. Unfortunately, that's not what I was thinking. I was thinking that this was going to include the vanilla enchantments as well, but I guess that's obviously a different direction than what Azanor wants to go. My thinking is that the reason that he took the proper infusion enchanting out of the game is because with the new system of 1.8 enchanting, you can kind of see what you're enchanting already, so Thaumcraft enchanting isn't quite as overpowered as it was, and I guess he just decided to get rid of it, and now we have this thing. It's kind of the opposite, I guess. It's the opposite of what we had in TC4, I suppose, isn't it? Yeah, so now we can get the elemental enchantments on any tool that we like, which is pretty interesting. I'm guessing that once we get fairly late in the mod, these are going to be some great things to throw on a certain tier of tool that might be, or may not be slightly better than the elemental tools. Okay, anyway, let's see if we can just go ahead and finish off this episode by checking out something else here. I really am thinking about getting out this Verdant Heartband. It sounds really interesting to me, actually, so we will go ahead and pick that up. What do we need on missing the required research? Oh, apparently I can't get that, apparently. Alright. Maybe there's going to be something else that we can do to finish off the episode here. Let's see. Is there something that we can just grab really quick on the fly here? Yeah, I think we could just go ahead and get a metal transmutation. Why not? That's just one of those miscellaneous researches there. So that's grey. Oh, there are a lot of grey ones. Maybe Warquos or Maltus, maybe? No, it's Metallum. Okay, duh. Also, Wheatium and Penaltatio. Oh boy. This is actually going to be kind of slightly difficult. I'm going to need to think outside the box here. What about Potentia? Let's get started with some Potentia. Yeah, because they all use Ordido. Okay, well, I do know what we can do here. We can do something like... Let's go ahead and throw Ordido here. And then we can throw Pediditio here. On... Oh, okay, no, we could still go, yeah, we can still do that. Alright, let's do the long way then. Let's just do the long way. Can I... Actually, maybe I could do something like... Put air in the middle, because all of these will connect to air. Let's move that. Let's put air right here. And then let's put Ordido right here. This is going to be kind of hard. Because we want to put... Warquos. I've kind of messed this up a little bit. Let's just do what we can and see what happens here. So we put some Maltus down. Okay, that connects across there. Oh no, this is going to work. And then we'll do Wheatreus right there, and then we'll get some Warquos down, and that will connect everybody together, and we're all a big happy family. Yes, we are. Transformation of metals into other metals. Haven't really needed to use that in Thaumcraft, honestly. It was in TC4. You've discovered a way to multiply metals by steeping the nuggets of that metal in metallum and other aspects. Oh, you can duplicate it though. Oh, I do have a fairly decent build-up of metallum right here, but not much Wheatium. But there you go, that's a way to just generate some iron if you've got bucket loads of either Essentia. That's kind of interesting, and You can do the same for gold as well. Okay, so you can dupe your gold using some Desiderium. Yeah, these two are aspects that are really common. They just come off of the armors and stuff that you burn down from mobs that drop them in the Wheatium there as well. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I'm not sure. I think the way it used to work is that you would put iron in and you could get gold out and vice versa, but this is pretty good. This is kind of interesting. If I ever find myself having a lot of Wheatium, I don't know if that's going to be the case, though. Wheatium's kind of one of the rarer aspects in the game. Let's just quickly check. Man, this is a long episode, I'm thinking. Okay, there are a decent number of things that have Wheatium inside them. The taint shards. Apparently those ring things in there as well. Yeah. So there actually is a fairly decent amount of stuff. Okay, there's definitely more than for Volatus, look at that. Guys, that's going to be it for this episode. I think we went on a little bit long here, but... Oh, yeah. Twitch broadcasting, no thanks, yeah. Well, yeah, I'm going to get going here. Let me know what you guys think of the new Thaumcraft 5.2. Hope you guys are enjoying it as much as I am. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Thaumcraft 5. Kia kaha, and I'll see you in the next one. Do-do-do-do.